muktzeh, if you're allowed to move on Shabbos, a beged shatnez, a garment of shatnez, since you cannot wear it, the shalat becomes a muktzeh. If yes, what kind of muktzeh it becomes? And the hemshech to that also, so that not mentioned in Gemara, such a muktzeh, or in Tur, the Shulchan Aruch quotes Rabbeinu Yerucham over there, and another Sefer Aguda, we're going to see they argue on this one. And there's also another shaila would be, if on Shabbos something become basar b'cholov. Let's say somebody by mistake spilled the milk into a hot cholent pot, so it's basar b'cholov, that food turned to a muktzeh or not, and what kind of muktzeh? So it says away like this. It's in Shin Ches Seif Mem Zayin. Yesh Omrim, Yesh Oisrim L'taltel Beged Shatnez, and this is like I said, it's not mentioned in the Gemara or Tur, it's on Rabbeinu Yerucham. V'yesh Matirim, Sefer Aguda, it says Matirim. Now let's see that's doting, why it's good, why it's okay or not okay. So the Mogen Avram brings from Yamshel Shloimoi, says the also L'talteloi, Ki'im, that's according to the Manda Omar Rabbeinu Yerucham, it's Muktzeh, Kim L'tzorech Gufoi or Mekoimoi. So according to this, Rabbeinu Yerucham treats the shatnez as like kli shemalachta leisur, like a hammer, and kli shemalachta leisur, since it's a kli, as we mentioned already before, it's a kula to it. When you tzarech gufa makoimoy, you could move it. So something over here, if you need the tzarech gufa, how could this? Let's say when I put it on the window to block the sun, you cannot wear it. Oh, but sitting on your chair, you need to sit over there. You want to move it. So that's according to the Yamshel Shloima. He says that it has a halacha of it's halacha of muktzeh machmas isur melacha. So you have a heter to move it. Now, then there's another opinion.
Yesterday's halacha.
The what?
Yes, they were talking about basar, or
no, over there, right? That wasn't machmas isur malach over there, because we said already. Some saying you could eat it. Okay, let's leave yesterday for yesterday. Let's.
But yesterday, were you able to use it for the makim? You're able to move, or you able?
I don't know, but I'm talking about today now. Let's move on. Okay, and then he says. They bring Sefer Aguda. Again, they go. I'm sorry. Before I said that the Sefer Aguda is matir. No, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Whoever is the matirim, it's not Sefer Aguda. Sefer Aguda and Rabbeinu and the Yamshel Shlomo argue to what level muktzah is this. Yamshel Shlomo says muktzah machmas isur melacha memele letzorach gufa makama. You could move it. Sefer Aguda says you completely cannot move it. It's completely osur. Like according to him, he treats it like a stone or money. It's called muktzah machmas gufoy. It's also one the bigger muktzah than muktzah klisha malachta leisur, because you're not allowed to move it over there bichlal. Stone, you're not allowed to move it at all. Money, you're not allowed to move it. We said already, all the muktzahs there is a way to move them klachar yad machine, yeah, but to move it b'yadayim you cannot. So that's the machlokes over here. Most poskim saying it's in the Shulchan Aruch, like the yesh osrim. First of all, bichlal it's osur muksa, and then how much osur again? Yesh matirim yesh osrim. In the yesh osrim, there's two levels. Some saying machmas it's mukmachs isur belach memela letzorech gufa mukom you could move it, and some saying bichlal you cannot move it. So it looks like from the Mishnah Berurah, he says it's better to be machma not to move it at all. But interesting, the Aruch HaShulchan, he sides with the opinion of Yamshel Shloimo that you allowed to move it l'tzorech gufo u'mekoimoy, and he says the Svara, he says v'yesh matirim she'atoiras kli olav humiu zevadai the yoiser miklisha malachta leisur yevshar loden bo. He says it cannot be worse than a hammer. Klisha malachta leisur. It's at Memela, he says, Memela, so you're allowed to move it. Then he brings in parentheses, he quotes the Mogen Avram, he says, B'Shem Sefer HaAguda L'Osra L'Gamre Udovar Tamua. He disagreed with that svara. He says, why should be Osra L'Gamre? It's not like a stone. It's if anything, it says like Yam Shel Shloima. It's Kilisha Malachta LeIsur. Mimele he says if it's Kilisha Malachta LeIsur, you're allowed to move it if you have a use for it or it's a gufa mekoyma. Now the MSC is the Alter Rebbe is the only one really among the poskim elaborates on it, and the other Rebbe explains the shita of Sefer Aguda. That's the Iker. He says that you should not move it at all. The svara of Aruch HaShulchan, a starke svara. If anything, it's Kilisha Malachta LeIsur, no more than that. Mimele, you should be able to move it. L'tzorech gufa mekoyma. The Alter Rebbe says no. He says, what's the pshat Kilisha Malachta LeIsur? Hammer. It's Shabbos Kilisha Malachta LeIsur. Sunday or Monday, whenever Yom Chol, I could use it. So that's Kilisha Malachta LeIsur b'Shabbos, but it's a kli. That's why since it's a kli, it's easier to know. It says shatnez. It's always osur. You cannot use it not for Shabbos, not Yom Chol. You cannot wear a shatnez. So Memele he says it's not b'chal but the geder kli. He says it's begeder muksa machmas gufoy. That's like a stone. You cannot move it that sort of gufo mekoymoy. Let's focus on this now. Good question. His question is your question is a good question. No, the Chamas of Pesach it would not be like this because you have a, Anyway, we'll talk about when we get to Pesach. So it's like this. So he says, you could say there is a use for it. I could block the sun with it. I could put it on. I could find some use that says this is not called a use. He says that's not kli. It's not made. Why? Because the kli is not made for that. Nobody going to make a jacket, expensive jacket, just to put as a window, as a blind for the windows, or for some kind of. For that you have shmatas. For that other cheap stuff that's made lechatchila as a jacket. It's good for a goy. It's not good for a Jew. It's for a yid. It doesn't have a bichlal halacha of a kli bichlal. It's like a stone. It shouldn't move at all. So according to this, if somebody has in his possession beged shatnez b'Shabbos and it's on his way, the only way he would be able to move it, not the tzorech gufa, not the tzorech mekoyma, only b'shinui. Otherwise, there's no way to. Now, with that, I'm going further. That's shatnez kilayim shel begodim. That's shatnez by oichlim, basar b'cholav. It's shatnez.
Shatnez that he didn't check yet. He's not sure.
Okay, let me finish basar, then we'll go to this. Basar b'cholav, l'chayre, basar b'cholav, you can't say any of this heterim that it brought from that has some use for it, because basar b'cholav is osur ba'anoah. Basar b'cholav, it's osur ba'anoah. So you can't say I'm going to give it to the dog, I'm going to give it to the goy. You can't have any hanoah from it. So if happened on Shabbos basar b'cholav a problem, it becomes the worst muksa machmas gufay, and you cannot move it at all. Again, all the muksas you can move it b'shinui, but so comes out if somebody spilled by mistake to your cholent pot of milk, that's become muksa. You can't move it at all whatsoever because it's muksa machmas gufa l'kulalma. There's no use for it. You can't say I'm going to give it to the dog. I'm going to give it to a goat. It's osur ba'anoah. So those two muksas, shatnez, and according to the Alter Rebbe, Bechlal shouldn't be moved, and it looked like the Mishnah Berurah is masking with him. The Aruch HaShulchan is not masking with him. He says he doesn't see the svara. So we already explained. The Alter Rebbe explained his shita why it's also legamra, and saying goes to Bechal legamra also. Now you're asking if it's you're not sure if it's a shatnez, right? L'choira would be like shatnez itself. You cannot use it. Could you use it if it's not sure, if it's a suffix? If there's no suffix, let's say, you go b'cheskes, it's not, but if it's a suffix, there's a suffix over there, l'choira would be the same thing. That would be l'choira muksa.
In general, how many times do you go to the shatnez guy and the stuff is not shatnez? The chazaka is that it doesn't.
Right, so that's something else. We don't go about when you know for sure there's a real suffix. It's a chazaka. He's the man you could talk about cheskes, not shatnez. He can tell you about it. Okay, good.